So I have really fallen off the horse, you guys. I was thinking yesterday that it has been probably almost 2 weeks since I have sat down and meditated or spent really quiet, mindful time or journaled even. And as much as I've been on here talking with you guys about how important it is, I thought, what an imposter. But then again, it was like, no, it's self-compassion, understanding life gets in the way. So here I am. I sat down this morning for the first time in, like I said, almost 2 weeks. And it took me 13 and a half minutes of the 15 minutes I had allotted for this to get my mind settled again. And if you can imagine a boiling pot of water and it's just roiling at the top and you turn the heat off and it takes a while for the surface to calm down. And that's what it felt like. It took a long time and a lot of effort, but it happened. So yes, it's great if you can do this every day. But if you don't, life happens. Just get back at it. And you really will feel the difference. That's the one thing I wanted to talk about today is self-compassion, give yourself a break, life happens, just get started again. The other thing is, why are we doing this? And ultimately what we're all looking for, whether it's this kind of a practice or whether it's you want to get out of debt or whether you want to find a new purpose in life or whatever it is that you think you need to find in order to find yourself and be happy, it's to be happy. And that word is a big word and it means different things to different people. And candidly, happiness to me is an emotion. It's something that comes and goes. But what I am looking for, and the word I want to use is satisfaction or contentment. The fact that I know I'm enough, I'm happy with what I have, and I continue to grow and expand, so I'm really satisfied and content today. Tomorrow is another day. There's more to learn. There's more to understand and grow. So tomorrow, I hope I am not in the same place, but I am equally content. So that's what I mean about what, I'm being happy, what I'm looking for. So it's important to sit for a while and think about what happiness means to you. What is it that you are trying to achieve? And if you can't find a word for it, think about the feeling. And that's how I came up with contentment and satisfaction, self-compassion, was because those were the feelings I was looking for. And I find, and it's like a dance. It comes and goes because we're human. Shit happens. But that's what I'm looking for. And that's how I came up with the word, was because I kept looking for the feeling I wanted or the feelings I wanted to get rid of. And that brings me to something that I've been studying for a while. And it is the various ways to find happiness. And everyone and their cousin has a book or a podcast. And I've learned so much from Joe Dispenza to Stephen Bartlett to Mel Robbins and just so many people. But Gawdat, he is a former research engineer, executive at Google X, and he is off on a new purpose, and that is making 1 billion people happy or helping 1 billion people find happiness. And that's pretty interesting. And I listened to a podcast of his on the Diary of a CEO, Stephen Bartlett. If you haven't, it's just a fantastic, very interesting podcast. But Gawdat was on, he's been on a few times, and I have watched those podcasts and then purchased a couple of his books. And he has a formula. Being an engineer, everything is quantifiable, measurable, and trackable. So it's very interesting that his formula for happiness is his word. But if you substitute whatever word it is that you're looking for, so here, very high tech, here is his formula for happiness. The events of your life as they unfold, minus your expectations of how life should be, of what events should unfold and how, is greater than or equal to your happiness. So think about it. The events of your life, some you have some control of, others you have absolutely no control over. And you overlay that with your expectations. How do you expect life to unfold? So the difference of which is your happiness. So the expectations, the fewer or the lower your expectations, and I don't mean from a negative, like I think everything's going to be shit and turn out terrible, just being more flexible and having your expectations when they're not met be more fluid and flexible. Because I think the stress really comes in when something happens that is not in alignment with what you expect or what you require in order to be happy. This was really instrumental for me, and it helps me regularly when something happens. Again, this comes back to the mindfulness and practicing to manage your thought process and not letting it get you carried away with, oh my God, this is happening and this is terrible and blah, 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 but having something that happens contrary to what you want. Be able to stop yourself and think, okay, what were my expectations about this? Was I realistic? Was I expecting something that someone else has complete control over, and the fact that it didn't work out the way I expected has nothing to do with anything other than I had bad input in coming up with that expectation. So I hope this helps you as much as it's helped me, because it really is accurate that your contentment, your happiness, your equilibrium is a function of how what happens in your life differs from what you expect to happen. And not that we're not going to have expectations, it's just being able to manage our dependency on them, on the events meeting our expectations in order for us to be happy. Because we're narrowing the window. The firmer we hold on to those expectations, the more narrow our window for contentment and happiness is. Okay, that's it for today. I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for waiting. And yeah, I'll be back next week. And I am, again, glad you're here. My name is Linnell Wilson. If you are not already a subscriber, please subscribe below. And I appreciate you.